Vieira, whoa, Vieira, whoa. He came from Portugal to play for Arsenal. Wagwan, everyone. I hope you're doing well. As you can see from the thumbnail and the title of this video, it looks like Arsenal are about to make their first transfer of the window, of this summer transfer window, as the news has broken probably over an hour ago now. I was over on EGTV on Igal's channel. Big up my bro Igal. Thanks for inviting me on. When this news broke, and wow, it is certainly one that has come out of the blue for sure. Definitely has come out of the blue, and nobody saw this coming. I certainly didn't. There wasn't really much links surrounding this signing, but we'll get into it. We will get into the nuts and crannies and everything. All the details, I'll give you that. I'll break it all down for you. And yeah, for the information that we know so far, big up to everyone in the chat already. We've got AJ in the place saying, what a signing. Known about this player for literally minutes. But even though he's known him for literally minutes, I can confirm he's top quality. Big up yourself, AJ. Social in the place. Proud to be a Geordie who is a subscriber over from EGTV. Big up. Hello, Mr. Arsenal fan. Nice to see you over here up on Tereak Talks. Big up yourself every single time. We've got King in the place who's having a party. We've got King is also saying that it has been confirmed by Fabrizio. And when Fabrizio says, it usually is exactly that. We'll get into the nuts and crannies, every little bit of information that is out there. And that is credible as well. Big up Sis T, she's in the place as well. Vieira, oh, look at that. He came from Portugal to play for Arsenal. Look at that, Sart. Big up yourself as well. I'm glad that you like that intro. But yes, people, Fabio Vieira looks like he's heading to Arsenal, as Fabrizio Romano has tweeted. He has said Arsenal final proposal has been submitted for Fabio Vieira for 35 million euros guaranteed plus add-ons. They will not activate the release clause for 50 million euros, but decided to negotiate with Porto. Porto are prepared to accept, but wants the final details on the payment terms, and they are still to be discussed. So it looks like Porto are willing to accept the offer of 35 million euros, even though he does have a release clause of 50 million euros, but they're willing to go below that. Arsenal, I'm sure the add-ons will get it closer to that 50 million euros. And yeah, they're prepared to accept. And now it's just fine. Like dotting the I's, crossing the T's. That's all left to be done from the club side. And it's also come out that the player is open to be making the move as well. He's prepared. Personal terms have also been completed. Contracts until June 2027. Vieira will undergo medical tests on Friday, as Pedro Sepulveda himself, he was the one who broke the news. Big up, that's the journalist over in Portugal, in Pedro Sepulveda. He's the one who broke the news, and it looks like everything is sorted, and all we need to do is get those T's crossed and I's dotted. And I'm sure a lot of you aren't too familiar with the player himself, but big up to everyone who else is in here. We got Bobby in the place, Sean and Matt G. We work in silence indeed. And before we get into the player, as an Arsenal fan, these past few days have been, before this, these past few days haven't been great for the Arsenal fan base. There's been a lot of anger, hostility directed towards myself and other Arsenal content creators who have been doing this. And I'm brand new to the scene, so I've been going on EG's channel. Big up to himself every single time for giving me the opportunity to go over there, and all the other content creators as well, talking about the Yves Bissouma transfer and how that has really put a dark cloud over the fan base, it seems like, and the panic. And I was coming up with the point of view of calm down, we've still got a long way to go, and I was being called everything under the sun. But when we're looking at a signing like this, who hasn't been linked to Arsenal in the past for any credible reasons, I think the first time we got linked to him was today, in fact, and we're looking to be making a transfer for him right now. And we've moved in silence, as Matt G has said. People have always questioned that. They've said, why do Arsenal always long out a transfer? Why do we make it as long as possible? We don't just go and sign the money up front. We don't just go and make signings off of, without much discussion. It's always well publicized. Well, people, you can put that myth and that notion to bed that we don't do that, because we certainly do. We don't do it as often as we should. I can agree with you guys there who believe otherwise. We don't do it as often as we should. And we've seen with the Gabriel Jesus rumours today that a bid has been made of 30 million that was rejected. So we've taken our time with that one. But if we feel like it's necessary, we are willing to do and pay the money and go ahead right there and then. And we will work in silence, people. We certainly will. We have proven that we can. And now we have Tomiyasu. Last season on deadline day, there wasn't much serious, credible links. Not nowhere near to the extent of Jesus, Tielemans, even Rafinha. There was no long-term, drawn-out process there. We signed him quite quickly. We've done it previously, people. We have done. Maybe it's not been the right players in the past, but this is certainly an exciting signing. And when I'm looking at the player profile, if we look at Fabio Vieira last season, he's, if you're not too sure, clued up on Fabio Vieira, he is a 22-year-old Portuguese under-21 international. He made 20 appearances for the under-21 side and scoring 13 goals. That's a lot of goals. He's a central attacking midfielder who's also adept and very versatile of playing on either side. He can play in the left wing. He can play in the right wing. He's can play in the second striker. He has played in an 8 position before on that left side of midfield, on the right. So a very versatile player in himself who is technically gifted. I've just, that's the type of player that we need. We definitely want someone to add a little bit more creativity. And when we look at his creativity as well, he has added the goals and assists to his game. In 27 appearances in the Liga Portugal, he has 6 goals, 14 assists. That's 20 goal contributions in 27 games. That's very good stats to be looking at, people. It's very good. That's what it is indeed. It is very, very good to be looking at. And this is his breakout season. In all competitions, he played 39 times, grabbed 7 goals and got 16 assists. Nobody in the Premier Liga, in the Primeira Liga in Portugal, got more assists than this guy, as he pushed Porto on to success in the Premier Liga. So it's a good signing right there. He has previously been linked with Liverpool, Manchester United as well. Those are the 2 clubs that have been heavily linked around him. And it's interesting to see that Arsenal, who haven't been linked around him before, we weren't one of those clubs mentioned. We've gone and stole a march, and it looks like we are signing him above those guys. So an exciting player, an exciting prospect. If you don't know, he's also left-footed, and he's very much a player that we've not been aware about. We've not had to do our research as Arsenal fans, looking into the compilations, of course. But seeing Arsenal move in silence is most certainly a positive sign. And a player who's had a good season, a fantastic season for Porto in his breakout year. And we're signing him for a decent price. And we've seen the likes of Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunez of late come out of that league. And then if we're talking about in recent years, we've seen a Diogo Jota, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, João Felix, those types of players coming out of this league. So the Portuguese league is definitely a factory of talent. And that Portugal side and the players coming out of Portugal themselves, it's definitely something to be looked at. And I actually only just realized before I started this stream, I have seen him play. I didn't pay much attention, but that was when Germany and Portugal played each other in the final, and the Germans won in the under-21 tournament, and Portugal were the better side in that game, I thought. But yeah, Fabio Vieira, that's when I actually did see him play. I wasn't sure if I've seen him before, because I will be honest, I haven't seen him much. I've only watched a few YouTube clips. I will be honest in that. But looking into the player and looking at his heat maps, the positions that he takes up on the pitch in that left and right side of central midfield, that's most certainly a player that we need to be looking at. And with Arsenal, we have been crying out for creativity. Martin Odegaard provided that for us last season, for sure, which is why Arsenal fans were so impressed and why we love Odegaard so much. But our question has been, when Odegaard has been out of the side, Arsenal lack a lot of creativity from a central area. And Fabio Vieira, if he's definitely got the player profile to be hitting the ground. Well, we'll see if he hits the ground running, but that is certainly the player profile that we need in that area, to be playing in those games and providing another outlet. And I actually do think that this will be the transition and the evolution, the development of Arsenal in a way. Because what we have seen last season with that midfield three, with Partey at the base, Odegaard on that right, and Xhaka to the left. Xhaka having a box-to-box role, getting a lot further forward than he has been previously in an Arsenal shirt. But what we're going to see now, I believe, is Arsenal take that midfield mold of a Manchester City, where they have someone in the base of midfield and then two attacking eights in a Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva previously, Bernardo Silva of late, Ilkay Gundogan, for example. And I do like this player profile. I like what we're doing. I do think we need more for sure. This isn't going to be the last of it. I promise you, people. I hope it won't be. I don't think it will be. With the types of players we've been linked with, we certainly need a forward, a wide forward in my eyes. I think we also need another central midfielder with the links to Tielemans. It will be interesting to see over the next coming days or even hours. We know things move so quickly in football. What will happen with the Yuri Tielemans deal now? And yeah, if Arsenal will go ahead and sign a backup left back, we've been linked with the likes of Alexander Zinchenko, Aaron Hickey. With that talk of late, Zinchenko has died down and Aaron Hickey has died down for a while now. So it'll be interesting to see if Arsenal continue to make signings in the defensive positions, because that's why a lot of Arsenal fans are upset, because we didn't sign Yves Bissouma for a decent price. But Arsenal have clearly got their stall set out. We know what we need. We know what we've been lacking. We wasn't lacking a defensive midfielder last season. We was lacking goals from midfield, not just from a striker. Yes, we need the goals from our number 9 and our forwards as well. We needed more goals from that forward area, but we certainly needed more goals in that midfield and goal contributions. And that is what Fabio Vieira will bring. And that's what Arsenal hope that he will bring to us. And being at a young age in 22, he's still got a lot of time to develop. He's fitting in with that age profile that people like to say. I don't think Arsenal are just looking at players in between that age range, though. But he certainly fits in with the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, Bukayo Saka in the development that they are going with. And Arsenal are looking to sign players in a mixture of ages right this season. If you look at the players and their ages that we're looking at, if you're looking at Jesus, 25 coming up to 26, Rafinha, 25 coming up to 26, Tielemans in that same bracket as well, 25 to 26. So it looks like we are really trying to balance the squad now in terms of youth, players that are just going to enter their prime, that are still got quite a couple of years, 2 or 3 years worth of development until they hit that prime. And then we got players that are entering their prime. This is a good start now to our transfer window. Arsenal's transfer window looks like it has just begun, and it's going to be an interesting one right here. And a signing that we've made in silence. We move in silence, people. We've proven we can now. And yeah, and someone that has been on the radar of Jurgen Klopp's and Liverpool. That's not a bad. I mean, it's not too bad to be taking a leaf out of their book, is it really, people, to be looking at him? And yeah, Manchester United, they were linked with him yesterday and being a possible signing for them this summer as well. But yeah, interesting we've decided to make this as our first signing, because a creative midfielder, I believe that we need one. But it seems like we have more pressing issues to be signing a striker in Gabriel Jesus, or a forward, whatever you call him now, because there's not really many number 9s out there as the old-fashioned number 9 who's just going to score your goals. as you can see with the likes of Darwin Nunez going for 100 million euros in and then you're looking at Haaland. There isn't many out there. So, and we've seen the likes of Chelsea even as well, not just Liverpool and Manchester City, trying to have a fluid front three, trying to get goals from left, right, and centre. That's interesting right there. So I think that we are trying to add that into our forward line, as well as a wide forward like a Rafinha as well, or Serge Gnabry or Cody Gakpo, who we have been linked with. A Tielemans, who is much more of a box-to-box midfielder as well, who can give you those attacking numbers, those goals, those progressive passes, and also the defensive work, who is capable of playing in a 4-2-3-1, shall we say, in a base with a defensive midfielder next to him. Interesting to see right there. And then we were also trying to have this tactical development, bringing in a Fabio Vieira now, where we were able to play two attacking midfielders in the same team. And with the Premier League next season being so short and condensed, it will be interesting to see that I think many clubs are looking to have increase their squad depth. I think many clubs are looking to do that. Arsenal, we look like we're doing that now, and trying to have more tools to our armory. Like what I've done there, Arsenal, tools to our armory. You get it? But yeah, by adding a different source, and with a Tielemans and a Vieira, two different players. Vieira's much more of a number 10/8, whereas a Tielemans is an 8 and can play deeper, can also play at the 10, more box to box, where we know Vieira is more of an attacking midfielder. In different games, horses for courses, that's what Arsenal are going to be looking at. And yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from this player right now. And I liked a few of the little clips that I've seen, and it's over to him now. And Arsenal, I trust that they have done their scouting correctly. We have been patient. We've not panic bought. We've not bought, for the sake of the fans. We're not trying to, just splash the money because this is what the fans have been asking for. I like the fact that we have done this. We know what we're doing. We're taking our time and we're going ahead with it. Big up to everyone in the chat. I am going to go through your comments right now. There's plenty of comments to go through. So apologies if you're just commenting right now. There is a lot that I need to go through. Big up to everyone. King in the place. He says, I have to say that this is what I like to see from the club. And it shows that we are not after a number 6 in Basuma. All the hating fans in the bin. Well done to Arsenal. Very true. We aren't after a number 6 King. It's a good point. And you know what? It makes sense because we've signed Mohamed El Nene to a new contract. I think he's the third choice centre defensive midfielder. Let's not forget, last season we spent 20 million on Albert Sambi Lokonga as well. He wasn't expected to play as much in his first season, but he's had that season now where he's settled. His role is only going to increase. We can't just say, we can't just look at young players and say, right, we brought this guy in, he's 20, 21. We expect him to come and dominate in our midfield and be a mainstay in that number 6 role, which clearly Arteta sees that as his future, as he's played him in that 6 role, either next to a Partey or as a lone number 6 at times, like we saw against Brighton. He had some good games. He had some bad games as well, which you get with young players in that area of the pitch. And Arsenal see him as their future in that position. For sure, whether he's going to be the replacement for Thomas Partey or we just see him as a very competent backup to a Thomas Partey or someone similar in that area. But yeah, we got to be patient with the likes of Albert Sambi Lokonga, people. We can't just say, 20 million, we've bought him. He's not worked out in his first season. Get someone else in. Sorry, that's not how we as a club operate. And if we behave like that, there's a lot of legends that we would have got rid of after a poor first season. And even not at our club, if you look at anywhere else in other clubs like Manchester United in history with Vidic and Evra, for example, they didn't have a great first season, did they? And you know what? It's a brand new league for a young player like Lokonga. We'll have to see how he improves. I'm sure he will, and he will take lessons from that. He does have that leadership quality as well. Captaining Anderlecht at a young age. Only the likes of Yuri Tielemans has done that. So yeah, there's that Belgian connection right there. See, I'm trying to interlink them. But yeah, and our main central defensive midfielder in Thomas Partey. We know the improvement that he had in that middle half to second half of this, well, that middle portion and second half of the season until he picked up that injury. So we've got 3 defensive midfielders right there. It wouldn't make any sense getting a 4th when there's more pressing issues in the side right now. Agree. Sorry, King, I went too long on that one. But Luca saying Fabio Vieira isn't the answer. We'll have to wait and see, Luca. It's hard to really say that he is the answer or he's not the answer when we haven't even seen him pull on the shirt yet. And most of us haven't even seen him kick a ball, have we? I've seen him kick a ball, but I've not paid any attention to him because he's not been previously linked with Arsenal in the past. And Know-How, big up yourself. As a T-Talks fan, these last few weeks have been rough. Glad to see you back. Thank you, Know-How. I really appreciate that. It has been rough. I haven't been uploading as much because the season's died out. The season came to an end. I gave myself a 2-week break, and then last week I gave you guys, and go check it out. It's still relevant for today on what transfers we need, and Fabio Vieira wasn't one of them, but now we're making it. It makes a lot of sense to me that we do need a creative midfielder. So yeah, big up yourself, Know-How. Thank you. Big up Luca. I hope you are well too. Come on, man, you can't be saying that so soon. Says proud to be a Geordie. I agree. It's too soon. Sartvik says last out of the blue transfer, Tomiyasu. If that's any indication, come on, you Gunners. Sartvik saying there. If we're looking at how well our last out of the blue transfer did, we can certainly say Tomiyasu was a success in that sense. Big up Niall as well, calling me the legend. Big up yourself. You're the legend. Everyone who's tuning in, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. We'll be bringing you plenty of transfer news surrounding the Arsenal and Premier League clubs in this transfer window. What a way to kick it off, eh? I've already missed a lot of transfers. I can be bringing you a lot more as well. Know-How says Nketiah was honestly like a new signing last season. I'd be happy with him. Get Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus as options next season. Will lack of goals leave this summer? So I agree totally with that Nketiah part. Know-How. He was kind of like a new signing in a way because we as fans written him off, and even Arteta to a certain extent, by not playing him in and by really rinsing every little bit out of Alexander Lacazette until he picked up, C19, and he was forced to play Eddie Nketiah. Gave him an opportunity. He grabbed it with both hands, performed well, shown massive improvements in his technical side of his game outside of the box, because we know with Eddie Nketiah the quality that he has, and his strengths is being inside that penalty box, sensing danger, that movement, that striker's touch that you can't teach people. And Eddie Nketiah certainly has that. So I'm happy with him as well, signing a new deal, even if it is for 100k. Look at the strikers on the market and how much they're going for now. Strikers market is supply and demand, people. It is about supply and demand. There's nowhere near enough supply of strikers, but the demand is high. It seems like every club in the world has needed to sign a striker in this summer. And certainly, yeah, if we're going to have to sign him up on 100k, I will do it. And if he scores 10 to 15 goals next season, you can class that as a success already in that sense. But yeah, obviously over 5 years, we'll have to judge him properly then. But if he scores 10 to 15 goals, I'm happy with Nketiah for next season. Gabriel Martinelli too, who we may see come inside and play as a more central number 9 at points, which Arteta has previously spoken about in the past, seeing him there. And Gabriel Jesus, we know how versatile he is. Plays as a 9, false 9, left wing, right wing, goals and assists to his game. Looking like a fluid front three, and lack of goals has left Arsenal, indeed. Niall, he's trying to get me. Big up Rich as well, saying thoughts on playing us in our first game. Yeah, what a day. I forgot. I've not even really spoke about it to you, Rich. Big up my bro. It was, go subscribe over to Eagle Eye Football. I'm sure there'll be a lot of content when we get into that talking about those games, when we get closer towards the season. I'll be on there. Rich will be on here. That's my brother right there and there. And thoughts on playing us first game. I'm excited, man. Friday night game away to a London side. Remember that last season we lost when we played you. We didn't pick up a win at all. Chance of redemption, chance of you know, proving that we've learned from our lessons quickly out the blocks. Not just Arteta, not just the club, but the players on the pitch as well, for sure. So I'm excited for that. What a game that's going to be. Great one. The storylines, you know, Vieira as your manager, could be Fabio Vieira's first game as well. Arsenal fans could be chanting Vieira, oh, all over again. But for our Portugal, he came from Portugal, not Senegal, to play for Arsenal. Come on. Big up, Rich, man. I'm looking forward to it. Great day already, man. And it's true, King. I agree as well. He hasn't kicked a ball yet. It is difficult to be saying that. I feel like, hey, King, I know you put these comments in earlier. I'm not copying your words. I know me and King, we do think alike as well. And proud to be a Geordie says, young player, getting him under his release clause sounds a decent move. It does sound like a good business move as well for Arsenal, getting a player in terms of, you know, the price that we're getting. I don't think we're looking at it in terms of a business move, but you know, not overpaying for a player where there's going to be huge amounts of pressure on him. That's not going to be the case. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Niall, big up yourself. Kind of. I kind of haven't really been keeping up with it as much this year, but yeah, I guess so. Big up Macy in the place as well. Who needs replacing for you this summer? Says Know How. When I'm looking at Arsenal in terms of replacements, we need a Lacazette replacement. When I say there isn't too many players that need replacing in our first team, but there is areas that I can say need upgrade. And that left central midfield is one of them to add more depth. And it's not a slight on Granit Xhaka, because if you're a long-time subscriber of my channel, if you're not a long-time subscriber and you're brand new, make sure you smash that subscribe button. But I'm not Granit Xhaka's biggest hater. And you can go through previous videos, just go through the titles, don't even have to watch them. And you'll see I said that Granit Xhaka, I wanted him to be the captain after the Aubameyang incident. So, you know, my thoughts on Granit Xhaka, but I can certainly see an upgrade in there because we need a midfielder who will score more goals, grab more assists, set up more chances for our striker so that the pressure is relieved off of Martin Ødegaard, because we saw in the latter end of the season against Tottenham and against Newcastle, they man-marked him. They double-teamed him. And what Vieira will give us is another outlet in those half spaces with his tricky feet, with his Bernardo Silva-esque playing style. I went there, people. I said Bernardo Silva-esque playing style. Remember the esque part. Don't forget about that. Very good signing from Arsenal. Young, and I think he would slot in with Partey perfectly in the midfield. Yes, Macy, I agree. I do think I do like the profile. I think the balance. Of course, we're going to have to see until the player kicks the ball, because I've not seen him play. But from what I'm seeing and hearing, is his play style would certainly suit us in that sense. And, you know, it's going to be interesting pressing wise. I don't really know much about his defensive stats or not really his stats, but his defensive capabilities, his attributes. But it will be interesting to see, and he will give us more balance going forward in our central area of creativity. Vieira isn't the answer for me. I feel we need an experienced midfielder. I ain't happy. Go get Ruben Neves. So Luca's reason is because he wants an experienced player in midfielder. And I can understand that. I can hear that. And I think Yuri Tielemans is a player of that level of experience. Ruben Neves, I'm not too sure about Ruben Neves, because I feel like Wolves have priced him out of many moves this summer, asking for a minimum of 70 million. So, yeah, I don't think he is worth 70 million plus. But yeah, Ruben Neves for 50 plus million, then we're talking. So it doesn't just quite make sense. And especially Luca, in how Arsenal operate as a club as well. We have to be, I know we want as fans to be ambitious, but we have to be realistic as well in how the Cronkies operate. We're going to have to be a lot more savvy with our signings. We have to sign the likes of Ruben Neves. Looks like who came from Porto himself, before they step into the Premier League and have exponential fees like that. So, yeah, we're going to have to look a bit more savvy and smart in the transfer market. And I think a Tielemans, a Jesus, a Fabio Vieira, those type of signings, they're clever signings from Arsenal that we haven't seen us make of late. Well, of late, of course, in the past couple of few seasons we have. But, you know, with the Pepes and whatnot and the Lacazettes overpaying and for certain players, you know what I mean? We have to remember that we have to be a bit more smart now. But does it mean Tielemans deal is off? I'm concerned. I wouldn't be concerned just yet, Luca. I wouldn't be concerned just yet. I understand your concerns though, because we're signing a player in that similar area of the pitch. Maybe that means that we're not going to be going for a Tielemans, or he's not interested in Arsenal or whatnot. But I wouldn't be concerned yet. Let's not worry ourselves. I think maybe as Arsenal fans, we tend to do that a little bit. We start panicking a little bit about things that we don't know yet. And you know what I mean? Like it may come out that we still sign Tielemans. And if we get to the point where, you know, the Tielemans deal is off, yes, we'll be disappointed, and we can share that disappointment together, Luca. But yeah, no point in doing it now. Do you know what I mean? And listen to know-how. Don't forget to take your shoes off and hit that like button. Wow, know-how. I haven't said to take the shoes off in a long time. It's nearly been a year this channel's been here for, and I said that right at the start. Big up. And Niall saying, Luke, have you seen him play? I haven't seen him play too much, so I can't really give too much of a judgment on the player himself, but I like the profile. Someone you haven't even seen play. Give the guy a chance. He's just through the door. I agree. Big up. Playing 2-8 against us will be risky. It depends. Yeah, it depends how it's true. Of course it will be. Do you know what, Rich? I think, well, you guys tend to play something similar to that. The best teams who are ball dominant, they tend to do that with our high press as well. It will be risky, but Manchester City play with 2-8s. I know they didn't do too well against you last season, so that's what Rich's comeback is. But yeah, it will be interesting. But this is why if we sign a Tielemans in there, he's someone that is more of a box-to-box midfielder that will be there. And yeah, 2-8s. Liverpool play with 2-8s generally. They don't really play with two deep line sixes. And Chelsea as well. It's interesting. We'll have to wait and see, Rich. It's going to be a good one, though. An interesting season for sure. And yeah, we may play with the Tielemans. We may play with the Xhaka still against you. King saying, it's chatting to Luca there. Big up yourself. I will not claim he is the answer, but he very well could be, and step into the right direction to sign him from 22-year-old from a solid midfielder from Porto. Hey, Porto haven't done too badly with their midfielders of late, have they? Sartvic, Ruben Neves is one of them. Let me have a look. Let's be nice, everyone in the chat. Big up Peony in here as well. Hope you're keeping well, man. Big up to yourself. Love to see you here. Niall saying, I'll talk to King right there. Let me see. Big up Reese. My brother Reese from Devils Rising. Go big up, man. He says, I watch Liga NOS. This is a smart move. Only other central players from Portugal I'd take for my club is Vitinha, Weigl, Mateus Nunes, Bragança. I know about Bragança, Sporting Lisbon. And good move for Arsenal. Jealous as a United fan, I am. Hey, dude, big up to yourself, man. And hey, someone who's got knowledge of the Liga NOS himself, and knows some big names right there. Vitinha, who had a loan spell at Wolves. Julian Weigl, who was at Borussia Dortmund himself. Mateus Nunes, who has picked up a lot of interest from Liverpool and clubs like that, who's a very good midfielder from Sporting Lisbon, as well as Bragança, who is also an attacking midfielder as well. So yeah, some big names right there. And that just, Reece, you've just kind of reiterated my point. The midfielders coming from that league, the talent that they're producing, of the technical ability, the physicality as well, when you're looking at defensive midfielders like João Palhinha, who's been linked with a Fulham and with the Wolves themselves. So yeah, some good midfielders right there. And as you said, you would be happy to take him. He has been linked with your club, and apparently your Manchester United were keeping an eye on him as well. So yeah, attracting a lot of interest from some big clubs too. We have lacked creativity and goals for so long. Vieira, Tielemans, and Jesus will add that to our team, and I'm happy to see it. And that is an excellent point, King. That is an excellent point indeed, because creativity from central areas has most certainly been lacking from Arsenal. We have relied so heavily upon the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Ødegaard, when, you know, Ødegaard's our only central option, but relying on those outputs and those wingers to provide creativity, goals as well, it's made us too predictable at points, and we saw that last season. But now we're certainly addressing that in central areas, players that can also move out wide. Vieira certainly can as well. He's played on left wing and right wing 2. So they're very fluid players in how they play and the formations they play in. Vieira, good goal contribution last season. Tielemans didn't have a great season, but we know what he can give you in terms of goals and assists. And the same goals for Gabriel Jesus. 13 goals, 14 assists for Gabriel Jesus. You do the maths, people. 27 goal contributions right there. And Arteta himself said, if we want to get to the level of a Liverpool and Manchester City, we need to be hitting 80 to 100 goals a season. That's what we need. And certainly this will help us get on that right course. And yeah, I still think we need more as well, King, than those 3. I do think so. I'd say one more, maybe a Rafinha, who we've been linked with and heavily interested in, whether it is that type of player or, you know, anyone else. But yeah, if we're thinking about it, how many goals do we expect from Smith Rowe? I don't see him scoring as many goals as last season, but let's say 5 to 10. And then we're going to say for Nketiah, 10 to 15. Jesus, another 10 to 15 goals. A Saka, 10 to 15 goals for sure, and could even kick on further. I'm giving you minimums here. I'm giving you minimums 10 to 15. Martinelli, he has to get a minimum of 10 goals next season. Fabio, Vieira, even if he gets 5 goals next season, that's an excellent season. Erdegaard, 5 goals plus. Tielemans, 5 goals plus. We're talking now, people. I'm kind of getting a bit too excited now. And that's why you have to look at things, because we pay too much attention as football fans ourselves and think, right, we need a striker to score 20 to 30 goals a season. Those are at a mad premium right now. And the only players that generally you can trust to do that are your experienced players like a Lewandowski, a Karim Benzema, or even a Kylian Mbappe. And look at the prices they're going for. Strikers, supply and demand. Remember that, people. The supply is a lot less than the demand, which is why it's so high. Remember that, people. 22 and won 2 leagues and a cup. Get into Macy. I love this, man. You're getting me gassed even more. He's got a winning mentality as well. Vieira. Whoa. Vieira. Vieira. Oh, man, I'm coughing now. Sorry. I'll lose my voice. Arsenal make a great big up know-how, getting a little dig in there. Great feeder club, he's saying. 6 goals and 14 assists from Porto last year from central midfield. Exactly, man. It's great to see. It's nice to see those types of stats with midfielders. And even if he grabs half of those, Reese, like if he slash those goals and assists in half, so if he gets 3 goals, 7 assists, it's not a bad first season for a 22-year-old. In central midfield. Yes, we obviously want him to progress and get back to 6 and then 10 and then 20, but that's ridiculous levels. So if he slashed those in half and we expect half of those goals, half of those assists, it's a good season. It's a good season. Big up everyone in the place right now. That goal, that means he has a goal and assist. So literally goal and assist contributions in 74% of his league games. Yo, the stats looking crazy. Statman T over here. If you're not into your stats and you're like, oh, get this out of here. Yo, I'm sorry, I can't give you too much on the eye test because the eyes haven't seen him that much. I will be real. But Macy, honestly, I'm getting excited. I didn't mean it, just bantering. I'm a United fan. Yeah, of course. I know you didn't. I know you know how. I'm sure a lot of the TTF do as well. Big up everyone in here. We got loads of people locked in. The chat is going crazy. Exactly, Mace. He does something our midfield doesn't. Apologies if you can hear the lawn being mowed out there. Apologies. Peeny saying waka waka. T doing wordplay. When's the new EP out? Maybe soon. You'll have to wait and see. We move in silence, Sartvik. Yeah. Big up Tezzy May in the place. I'm buzzing for this signing. That's what we love to see. I am too. I'm glad to see us making signings and making moves. And you know what? We still got more to come as well. Just get excited. Be excited, as a certain Josh Kroenke would say. Now, know how as United fans seeing Arsenal improve their midfield is painful. And you know what? I love you guys. I love you, Reese. I love you know how. But I'm loving this. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. Conor Gallagher got those stats. Hey, I look at Conor Gallagher's season last season, Rich. They're demanding, 50+ million for him. You know, that's good stats. And I don't expect him to hit those stats next season because Conor Gallagher didn't hit that, in his first season in the Premier League. So, yeah, man. No, if he gets those type of stats at Arsenal, we're laughing. 14 assists. That would be crazy. Our midfield can't even pass a ball, lol. We need Tielemans, Luca. I agree. I still think we do need Tielemans. Could you imagine the midfield then? The numbers, strength in depth. I'm getting excited. I'll be excited, he said. I'm going to keep repeating myself. Connor back at Chelsea. Was he staying with the Palace? Just my hot take on that. Don't be surprised if he goes back at Palace, but it won't happen until after the Premier League started, I'd think. So be careful. Keep your eye on that. Remember I said that, know-how, but yeah, it might not happen. So you might remember I said that and say, this is why I don't listen to you, Tereak. I really like a competitive Premier League, seeing all teams improve. And in all honesty, know-how as well, I think so too. I've said this to Ed in private. I don't want to say it on stream because we've got United fans in the chat, but I kind of want to see United get back as well. I want to see us both get back because I want to get Arsenal and United fans back at each other, like with chest, where, we're not doing this, like little banter, and then we have to say, oh, yeah, but we're rubbish, aren't we? No, I want us to come back and say, you know what, now we're the pride. No, you're Manchester United, you're dead, this, that, rare, tear. And, we're back at it, and we're watching each other, and we cheer when each team loses. Right now, when Man United lose, it's just like, it is what it is. And I'm sure you guys are probably similar to watching Arsenal in recent years, but I want us to all get back to that level. But if you don't get back to it, yeah, we'll leave you. See you later. Luca question. It's true. Yeah, he's asking Luca that. Hopefully Erik ten Hag gets an 8 and our midfield gets going, but I'm holding reserve. Yeah, and it's not because of Erik ten Hag. You're looking at it because of your owners. Bad signing, in my opinion, as a false 9 is not what Arsenal need. Manchester Mania. He's not just a false 9, though. He's played in central midfield. He's played on that right midfield. When you're looking at him, Manchester Mania, he's someone like a Bernardo Silva who can play in an attacking 8 as well. So he's very versatile. He's not a false 9. But big up yourself. Anyway, Manchester Mania. Look at how well players like Gabriel, Martinelli, Tomiyasu, Ramsdale done for us when they were not big names, but came in when performed for us. Club identified the right qualities. That's what we need. People, I'm going to give it about a couple of minutes or so, then I have to run. I'm going to the England game, England women's versus Belgium as well. So yeah, I will be bringing content for you on here and over on Eagle Eye Football. Make sure you check it out. Go subscribe over to Eagle Eye Football, who are covering the Euros as well. Tereak is going to spend 5 minutes on each comment. 1, 2, 3. Next. Big up Rich, man. I can. Exactly. Love to see it. Clever scouting. We are seeming to do that now. Exactly that. That's what it's all about. And that's the identity of Arsenal. This is where Rich is saying I'm spending 5 minutes. But that is the identity of Arsenal, isn't it, King? Where we don't buy superstars. We make them. We buy the odd 1 or 2. Dennis Bergkamp's, of course. We do that. But yes, so immature. Just look at me. Exactly. Big up to everyone in the place. I'd take Neves. Would be a brilliant signing for Manchester United, Ruben Neves. I think he'd improve any team in midfield. In all honesty, I think he'd get in Liverpool's team. Yeah, I think he would. Maybe Manchester City. I'd have Neves as a backup, not as he's not a CDM. Yeah, he's not a holding midfielder in that sense, but yeah, he's more of a number 8/6 type player. Definitely agree. I think Arsenal is a club that knows what they're about, and everything is improving for them behind the scenes. Jealous of a club that is aligned around a plan, indeed. And it's genuinely nice to hear that about what other fans are thinking and an outside perspective, because that's taken off the emotional hat and sense, and that's looking at it from a more balanced perspective, as balanced as you can be as a United fan, being our rivals. But yeah, in all honesty, it is balanced. I get that, Reese, when Arsenal signed the young guy from Brazil. He called out Luca on it the other day. Hey, big up people. No attacking anyone. Love it. Agreed, Reese is a box-to-box midfielder. You also jumped on it, Noel. Just, hey, well, be careful. And Manchester Mania, this is something where we might agree on. I said this yesterday. about Dani Alves, by the way. I said that United should be interested in him because, you know, you got plenty of positions that you need to sort out. Dani Alves wouldn't be a bad signing for you guys as a stopgap, as you know, next season you look to sign a right back. But Reese disagreeing, saying Alves is done, dude. Sartvik's comment should have been second. Oh, man. Mazraoui there failed. We're better off getting Timber, says Reese. Let me see. Good evening to yourself, Mr. 200. He's watching over on Twitch, and you guys can watch over on Twitch as well. Thank you for watching on Twitch, because I got some big news in that I am a Twitch affiliate now. You will see more news on that in the future. Why do you have an essay response for each comment? I'm sorry. I'm going to scroll all the way down now. Big up my brother over there, man. Hope you're doing well. He says, I'm good, man. I'm a little bit excited now. I am. And yeah, but hey, Rich, it could be the quiet before the storm. It could be the calm. Sorry, the calm before the storm. Love Tereak. I really want that too. Who are Liverpool and Man City, Man United and Arsenal. Hey, tell them again. Tell them. That's when the Premier League was at its best. Arsenal, Manchester United, going at it. Vieira key, not this Jurgen Klopp and, Pep Guardiola. Oh, we respect each other. Oh, lovey-dovey. Oh, great game. None of that, man. Yo, get that hostility back. We'll get it. Even with this, modern day era, we'll still bring it back. Yeah. Big up Sam in the place as well, saying Arteta delivered last summer, silently sealed Vieira without needing a release clause. Respect is coming. We move in. People, big up everyone. I'm trying to go through some comments that I haven't seen yet. I love that one. And it's Peony in disguise. Y'all need to check out the art in the Discord after this. Big up Peony. He's not here. He's moving. You're moving like Arsenal at the moment, Peony. In silence. Big up STD in the place. Joey, big up to you. What up, my homie? Big up to yourself, man. Hope you're keeping good. And I think I might have to wrap it up here, folks, because otherwise I'm going to be late for the game. Big up to Bobby as well. I'm going to watch the game with our boy Bobby. So yeah. Hey, well, what am I doing? What's wrong with me, man? We love you to read. Yeah, look, you got love, you got hate. Big up, man. Big up everyone. Big up the love and the haters as well. Love to everyone as well. And go subscribe to each other. This is what we like to see. People, I'm going to love and leave you. This is big. Arsenal making their first signing of the summer. Be excited, Josh Kroenke said. And I'm starting it. Love to you all. I am out and peace.